rice is gluten-free. So I use that a lot as a base for a lot of my meals to give myself some sort of grain, a starch, something that kind of fills a plate. So rice is great, but sometimes I get really tired of rice, and I will go with a million different kinds, from jasmine to basmati to brown rices of all different kinds. I will do it all, but I still get tired of rice. So the great alternative to that is the quinoa. Quinoa is outstanding. It comes in different forms, has a great flavor. You make it pretty much the same as rice. If you have a rice maker, just throw it in, but put chicken broth in instead of rice or something, or excuse me, instead of water. So put chicken broth in instead of water, and it'll give it a really, really wonderful flavor, and it's a really good addition to pretty much any meal you want where you need a grain and you don't want to make rice for the millionth time this week. I understand that. It gets boring. Add quinoa. You can get this, again, on Amazon if you want to, or Trader Joe's, or pretty much any store you can get it, and quinoa is naturally gluten-free. I also love oatmeal. I like to have it as my breakfast in the morning. I like to have oatmeal cookies. I like to have it in those different things. And oatmeal is naturally gluten-free, but the oatmeal that you can buy at the store, at a normal store, is not, because it's usually processed on the same equipment as wheat products are. So you're going to have very, very contaminated oats. You don't want that. So I do the Bob's Red Mill, again, same brand, and it's really, really good, really easy. They come with the quick cooking oats, and you can get the rolled oats. I prefer the rolled oats. If you're baking with rolled oats, just put it in the fridge after you've mixed it all together for about half an hour, and it'll soften it up and make it easy just to throw in the oven. So that's what I do. A lot of gluten-free stuff does not come in resealable packages, so you may want to invest in something like this just to save you time and energy. These aren't really that expensive, and they hold a lot of your ingredients for you. So I put all my oatmeal in there when I'm ready to use it. Now, I just mentioned quinoa. I love quinoa pasta. I love pasta. I love having all different kinds of pasta with different meat, different sauces. It really doesn't matter to me. I just love pasta. Pasta definitely has gluten in it, unless you get something like this, which is the quinoa pasta. I love it. It has a rounder flavor. It has a better texture than a lot of the rice pastas you're going to find, which are going to have kind of a grainy texture. It's really good, and like I said, you can get it in different kinds. You can get it in these curls here. I have these over here. I mean, you can get it in almost any kind of pasta. You can get lasagna, noodles, you can get spaghetti, you can get angel hair spaghetti, you can get any kind of pasta with quinoa or with rice, whichever. I prefer the quinoa, but again, that's just my preference. And you just cook them like you normally do. Only thing to remember is that it does suddenly go from being a little hard to being soft, so you have to just watch it really, really carefully. But as long as you're watching it, you're going to be fine. You might have a couple mushy ones, but that's okay. It takes practice sometimes. So those are the pastas that I use. These are all of the main ingredients that I like to use. These are the replacements for a lot of things. So you're not having to redo everything, you're just redoing some things, which is a lot easier than throwing out your recipes, throwing out your pantry, and all that stuff. A lot of canned things like stewed tomatoes and corns and things like that are already gluten-free. It's just in water or something like that, so don't worry about those either. Worry about the soups and anything creamy, cream of chicken, cream of mushroom. Any of those creams probably have wheat flour in it. It thickens, so it's a really easy addition. So you will need to get rid of those, but there are really easy ways of replacing those with something of an equivalent, but it's gluten-free. And there are easy ways of making it too, and I can show you that in a video later. So these are all of those. Now, you may be asking, am I going to have to make everything from scratch? No, you're not. You can go to a freezer section, you can find gluten-free things, it's really easy, and you can go out to eat. There are some great restaurants that already have the gluten-free stuff on the menu. You go to BJ's, you can order some things that are gluten-free, it's already on the menu, you don't have to ask for a special menu. P.F. Chang's has the best Chinese food, and they have a gluten-free section on the menu. It's outstanding. And they have gluten-free desserts at P.F. Chang's and at BJ's. You can also go to places like Chili's or Red Robin or other places like that that have gluten-free menus for you. All you have to do is request it. Just ask your server. If they don't know what they're talking about, they're new, so ask the manager. But there's almost always a gluten-free menu at those types of restaurants. And you can go to places like Chipotle and get more of a fast food type of gluten-free. And all you have to do is ask them to change their gloves so that you don't have that cross-contamination. They're more than willing to. The first time I asked, I was really scared that they were going to get mad at me. They don't. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. Throw them off. And then they'll follow you through the entire line and they'll be the only one that touches your food. So they're really, really great at places like Chipotle. So you're going to be really, really well off when it comes to restaurants. Don't worry about it. If you're curious, you can go online and check their website. A lot of times they have it posted. If they don't have something posted, you can call and ask. And it's becoming such a well-known allergy. It's kind of up there now with peanuts and different nuts. So you're not going to have issues with people saying, wait, what is that? I don't understand. And if they do ask that, just ask the manager again. They'll know what you're talking about. So that's a really easy overview of gluten-free. Again, my goal is to make sure that I can modify, or you can modify your own recipe so you don't have to rehaul everything. So those favorite family recipes that you've loved for years, you don't have to throw them out. You just modify them. It's really easy. If you have any questions, please email me. We have a contact area. Let me know. We have a Facebook site called My Gluten Free Cooking. Come like our page, ask the questions online. More often than not, other people have the exact same question as you, so you asking them, you're helping out everybody else, or they might have a great alternative that I don't have. As much as I know about gluten-free, I probably don't know everything that you know. So let us know. Post your comments, post your thoughts about it and your questions. I'd love to answer them. If I don't get back to you right away, that's because I'm going to make a video about it because it's too big for just answering on Facebook. But thanks for visiting the website. To click on any of the advertisements, to play with those ideas, play with the different places that are there, and just explore the gluten-free world.